In 2011, a wave of major protests swept all around the world. Do you remember?
Yes.
I met Nati in New Zealand in the local chapter of the Occupy movement. We fell in love while discussing inequality and how the environment's broken and the government sucks.
It was so romantic.
We came to the conclusion that if we're going to avoid collapse, we need new ways of working together. So in 2012, after Occupy was over, we started a different kind of workplace. Loomio is a software company that's owned by the workers, and we've been experimenting there with how to run a business without a traditional management hierarchy.
And for the past 3 years, we traveled around the world, meeting other teams that are also organizing in a decentralized way. These teams are driven by purpose. No one is in charge because leadership is shared. Everyone takes part in the decisions that affect them. And everyone's welcome to be themselves at work. They don't have to pretend to be a different person than who they are at home.
And if you're thinking, I'd like my team to be like that, unfortunately, we don't have a straightforward recipe. There's no magic bullet quick fix. But what we do have are 3 simple questions that have had a profound effect on our teams.
The first one, how do we want to be together? When we ask this question around the world, we hear very similar answers. I want us to be honest and kind with each other. I want to be in a team where everyone can speak their mind and not be judged. I want to feel heard and supported. And it takes some effort to build a culture like that, because we all grew up inside hierarchies. We're used to competition, punishment and rewards, and someone in charge telling us what to do and how to behave. So when we say we want to organize without hierarchies, we need to unlearn a lot of old habits and learn new ones to get us there.
Our friend Lucas is a sailor, and he taught me the first principle of navigation. He said, when you're trying to get somewhere, first you need to know where you are. For me, my GPS is self-awareness. I need to observe what's going on in my body, in my emotions, because feelings are information too.
In our teams, we encourage everyone to develop their self-awareness. For example, if you join us in a meeting, you're going to notice that we start with a check-in. It's a round where we ask everyone, how are you today? And we expect an honest answer. Because if we know that you're feeling tired, frustrated, or disengaged, we can do something about it. Maybe we can move the meeting, or change the project, or change your role. Emotions give our teams a better navigational chart.
And this is not about turning the workplace into a therapy session. It's simply about dealing with the emotions that are already present. So, when we know how we want to be together and we have that shared destination, we can support each other to get there with self-awareness and vulnerability and care.
Okay, the second big question. How's the power? There's a taboo that prevents a lot of groups from talking about this. Imagine going to your workplace or your group of friends and asking, so which one of us has the most power here? It's a bit uncomfortable, it's risky, it's odd.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story from the early days of Loomio. One of our co-workers opened a conversation by drawing some dots on the whiteboard. She said, these are all the people on our team. And then she drew a pink circle around some of the dots. She said, I know we're trying to be decentralized, we're trying to share the power equally, but I've noticed that some people are inside the circle and some are on the outside. If you're on the inside, your ideas get picked up right away. But if you're on the outside, you might have to repeat yourself 3 or 4 times before anyone notices. I was shocked to learn that some of us had so much more influence than others, I guess I was naive. I thought that by removing the managers, we'd remove the power differences, but it's really not that simple.
So by having this conversation, we uncover a hidden hierarchy. We understood that there's a lot of different power dynamics at play in teams all the time. And some of those dynamics are actually healthy, like reputation, eldership, or experience. It makes sense to listen to an expert on a specific issue, but if the same expert is making all the decisions on all the issues, or if some people feel like their voice doesn't matter, that's a sign of toxic power at work.
So now we know. Power differences are unavoidable in groups, but domination is not. So we can design processes to share the power in a healthy way. We can put clear boundaries around roles. We can support everybody to lead some of the time. We can share the more powerful roles around and take turns. There are a lot of creative interventions that we can take, but only after we break the taboo and we talk about it.
And like power, there's a lot of conversations people would like to avoid, like money, accountability, interpersonal conflict. They're uncomfortable topics. The problem is that trying to avoid the conversation doesn't make the issue disappear, it just hides it.
So you need to know the road to an effective decentralized organization is paved with difficult conversations. So that means you need a safe space, you need trust, you need supportive relationships, and more than anything, you need to practice. In our teams, we practice with retrospectives. That's a process we learned from agile software development. We apply it in all sorts of working teams. We even do it at home in our marriage. Every 2 weeks, there's a space in our calendar for a special conversation where we ask, how can we improve?
By asking this question, it's a constructive way to start opening up to some of those difficult conversations, to get comfortable looking at the imperfect parts and start seeing them as spaces for growth.
We stop and reflect. What did we learn from the past 2 weeks? What new experiments are we going to try? It's not about the perfect solution that's going to fix everything all at once. We just want small adjustments in a process of continuous improvement.
In a decentralized team, we're all accountable to each other. So if something is not working, we all share the responsibility to improve it together.
Let's face it, there's plenty of room for improvement in the world. In the past couple of weeks, there have been major public demonstrations in cities all over the world, from Catalonia to Chile, from Hong Kong to Lebanon, all across Europe. It's kicking off again like it did in 2011 when we met. There are millions of people rising up to say we need drastic change and we need it now. Our house is on fire. And when I feel overwhelmed by the enormity of that task, I always come back to this quote from Yulia Prigogine. It's one of the early thinkers of complexity science. They said, when a complex system is very unstable, small islands of coherence can transform the entire system.
And this is the work we do with teams. We build small islands of coherence by asking these 3 simple questions. How do we want to be together? How's the power? And how can we improve? And if you want to join us, you can start practicing right away. You can take these 3 questions to your workplace, to your community, and to your home. Together, we can find new ways of working, one conversation at a time. Thank you.